The three main issues with Lyme disease: it attacks our health in a significant way, it attacks our families because families split because of it, and it attacks our bank accounts because it drains them with us trying to overcome or even find just a piece of life that we can grab a hold of to move forward. It's hard. We kind of took this into our own hands and built our own technology, and it worked.
Welcome back to Bioenergetic Beat, the official podcast of We're NIKKI. I'm Miriam Kluche, and today's episode is a special one. We're bringing you behind the scenes with the core team that powers everything we do here at We Are NIKKI. Joining me are Stephen Davis, CEO of We Are NIKKI, Nicole Sullivan, our president, Jessica, our incredible customer service representative, who many of you likely have connected with already. And while she couldn't be with us today, we want to send a special shout out to Bernadine, who is celebrating a proud family moment at her son's graduation from the Royal Military College of Canada. We're cheering your family on from afar. In this episode, we're diving into our May Lyme Changing event, what it means for our community, and giving you a first look at the powerful new Vagus Nerve Wellness Program, a wellness program focused on restoring calm, clarity, and nervous system balance. Let's jump in and take you inside the world of NIKKI. Thank you all for joining me today. Before we dive into all the exciting updates, I want to start by introducing someone whose vision helped bring NIKKI to life, our CEO, Stephen Davis. Stephen has been the driving force behind We Are NIKKI from the very beginning. His personal journey through the world of wellness, bioenergetics, and finding alternative paths to wellness is not only inspiring, it's the reason so many of us are here today, whether we're part of the team or part of the NIKKI community. Stephen, I'd love for you to start us off by sharing a bit of your story, what brought you to this work, and how NIKKI went from an idea to a movement.
Well, I'd have to say it's my daughter's fault. My daughter got Lyme disease. She had Lyme disease for 12 years. She had two sons during that period, and they both had significant health issues. And we discovered that they also had Lyme disease. That's where our journey began. And it's a hard journey. We've met so many people with Lyme disease. I know that the three main issues with Lyme disease: it attacks our health in a significant way, it attacks our families because families split because of it, and it attacks our bank accounts because it drains them with us trying to overcome or even find just a piece of life that we can grab a hold of to move forward. It's hard. But in 2016, we launched a product. We kind of took this into our own hands and built our own technology, and it worked. We did our first trial in 2016, and my kids were in that trial, and they have been Lyme-free since that period. They've only used the device during that first trial, and they continue to flourish. My kids are doing well in school. Their lives are good. And so we took that and started to put it back into the marketplace because we met so many people that were struggling with Lyme during our personal journey that when we found a solution, there's no way we could turn back and just get on with life. I had to go back to the people we met and start offering some solutions that we found for our family. And that's what led our company to where we are today.
Thank you, Stephen, for sharing that. Your story is such a powerful reminder of why NIKKI exists and how one person's healing journey can spark something so much bigger. Thank you, Stephen. Now, I'd love to bring in Nicole, our president here at We Are NIKKI. Nicole has played a pivotal role in guiding NIKKI's growth and bringing structure, strategy, and heart to everything we do. Her leadership has helped shape the way we serve our community with care, integrity, and a deep commitment to innovation and wellness. Nicole, I'd love for you to share what drew you to NIKKI and how this work continues to evolve for you.
Thanks, Miriam. There's so much, actually. There's so many reasons that I'm here, most of which Stephen mentioned in terms of the people, the community. So when I first started working with the company way back when in 2017, it became very evident to me that I didn't know a lot about Lyme disease. It was something that I'd heard about, but I didn't really know much about it. And then when I started dealing with the customers and hearing what people were saying and hearing how their lives were changing, and just really, really simple things from, hey, I tied my shoes today, to I made a meal, I was able to take a shower or drive my car. And I thought, this is profound. We're creating a sense of new normal for people. And I come from a really holistic family. I do believe in allopathic medicine. I believe there's an I will always say that there's a time and place for both. And I've certainly had my opportunities to use allopathic medicine, but in the bioenergetic space, that's where my heart is. I just believe that everything is made of energy, and from there we can create, connect, and manipulate that energy and do things that we need to do in order to be whole human beings. And I think that there's just so much that we have to offer. So the work continues to evolve for me in offerings. So there is life after people are gaining recovery and a sense of new normal. There's other things that people want to do. Maybe they're looking to sleep better. Maybe they are experiencing pain. Maybe they want more energy or more clarity or more balance. And there's so many ways that we can connect with people. And I always say, if light can touch it, we can change it. So there's just opportunities everywhere to keep evolving this and keep the offerings continual so that we're reaching more people.
Thank you so much, Nikki. We're all grateful for the clarity, consistency, and heart you bring to Nikki every single day. Your leadership continues to shape how we show up, not just as a company, but as a community. And that's a big word for you, is community. Now, I'm excited to introduce someone many of you have already connected with, Jessica, our amazing customer service representative. Jessica is often the first voice people hear when they reach out to Nikki. She brings compassion, patience, and a deep product knowledge to every conversation. She's been such a meaningful addition to our team, especially when it comes to supporting our customers through their wellness journeys. Jessica, I'd love for you to share a bit about what it's been like stepping into this role and what you've learned from supporting our incredible NIKKI users.
It has been an amazing learning curve being with We Are NIKKI for the last few months, and all the product knowledge that all the minds that go into this company come together and share and educate and teach people on is absolutely incredible to be a part of. And I feel really, really blessed and grateful that the door has opened to be able to experience these aspects of health that support our well-being as it ripples out into the world. So when it comes to the actual frequencies, there's lots of different frequencies that are I'm still kind of playing with, from the emotions, the bacteria, the inflammation, the molds. I'm still learning about them, and I'm still kind of just figuring out which ones really support my homeostatic state and the equilibrium as I continue to learn more. So thanks for everything.
Well, thank you, Jessica. It means so much to hear how much you're loving the product. I know you're always playing around with your NIKKI, and I heard you on the phone with the customer, really encouraging the customer to, try the new programs, but really listen to their body essentially. So thank you so much. And I know a lot of our customers feel seen and supported because you're here. And now for those of you just tuning in and may not know me yet, I'm Miriam. I'm the operation manager here at We Are NIKKI. I've had the privilege of working across nearly every aspect of the NIKKI experience, from the tech to the wellness program launches to logistics, customer's journey, podcast, pretty much everything. It's incredibly rewarding to help bring all the moving parts together to keep things running smoothly and to support our mission through both innovation and execution.
NIKKI Wellness Technology offers game-changing support to long-time Lyme sufferers like Ellen.
Initially, probably bit in the late 80s, mid to late 80s, 1980s, and it was diagnosed 10 years later in 1996. and went through 5.5 years of antibiotic treatment. Also had Babesia and ehrlichiosis. So, which I think this is a pretty traditional story in many ways. Lots of doctors weren't treating it aggressively. I lived in southeastern Massachusetts and finished my long treatment of antibiotics in 2002. And then I think it was in 2008, I started going on about every 2 years again, having to have antibiotics. So now it's almost 5 years without them. And it feels fantastic. And I wear it about 6 hours a day. And that keeps me functioning. I've had a very busy life and loving it. It's been a game changer. And I've turned quite a few people onto it. It's just kind of made me almost forget about Lyme disease, which is pretty awesome.
NIKKI Wellness Technology. Delivering frequency enhanced health. wearenikki.com.
Today, I'm especially excited to talk about what's ahead, including our upcoming May Lyme Changing event, which will be a powerful moment for the Lyme community, and to dive into the details of our newest release, the Vagus Nerve Wellness Suite, focused on supporting nervous system balance and emotional regulation. Stephen, what was it that moved you to create something significantly focused on the vagus nerve?
Well, one of the practitioners that we work with, he built a program that we were using on the vagus nerve with one of my grandsons. And when the deeper that we went down that trail of understanding the vagus nerve, we found that it's a key way to keep you healthy. Your vagus nerve is the longest nerve in the body, and it's attached to every organ. Like it runs your immune system as well. And when you're in your parasympathetic state, we discovered that that's what's controlling your vagus nerve. And if your parasympathetic state isn't working, neither is your vagus nerve, which means everything is not working the way it's supposed to. And so we started to go down the path to learn a little bit more about that. And we've discovered something by placing the way that we build programs. We built a program and put it on the NIKKI. And from the wrist, we are activating or stimulating the vagus nerve. There's no vibrations. There's no electricity of any kind. It's just the same thing that we do, the same approach through all of our wellness programs. We're supporting the system with the information that it's deficient in. And when you bring the right information into the body, it activates things. And so we approach the vagus nerve on the same basis, and we're seeing profound results because of it. And I think that having your vagus nerve is the first step to your health, because everything's going to operate better when your vagus nerve is stimulated the way it's supposed to be.
So in the office here, we often call Stephen, he's like the Wizard of Oz. He's like the man behind the curtain, and he always has these great ideas. So a lot of customers also wonder, and it was one of the things I wondered too when I started working was, you have an idea about the vagus nerve, and then we're already starting to roll it out. NIKKI, could you take us through the process of, we have the idea, and now we've launched our wellness program?
Yeah, so what we do now is we have created something called the Frequency Squad. And why we created that is because we wanted people outside of our core team testing, whether it's a program or a functionality piece or something with the app. We wanted people outside ourselves who could give us objective feedback and have experiences testing things. And so we rolled out the Frequency Squad. So essentially there are beta testers on what that looks like. And so as a first step, we thought, before we release this new Vagus program, because the other programs with the Lyme and the Lyme Suite, those had all been put through different trials that we'd had. So they were sort of like a beta testing squad in that way, but now it's more formalized in terms of, hey, we have this idea, then we discuss with our advisors, Then we kind of bring into a formulation. Then the formulation is going to go to the frequency squad. They're going to run it for several weeks. Then they're going to give us feedback on what that looks like. And then if we need to tweak or, anything that goes from there. So that's where the idea had come from. Because again, we just want some objective information where we're so in it, and we all have our own experiences and our own ways of relating to the technology and how we individually use it, that it's really helpful to have people that are familiar, but again, having their own experiences, sharing with us what they have had to say. So here's some of the things that we've been hearing about the vagus nerve, just in terms of some of the wellness programs, and it's actually quite humbling. Marcy told us, "Thanks for saving my life. I hope your product goes on to help many others." And she's not alone in what she felt. People are sharing that they're finally sleeping. They're sleeping deeply. They're waking up refreshed, and some for the first time in years. Susan said she felt like she'd come out of a coma after using the program. Richard mentioned he wasn't necessarily sleeping longer, but he was waking up more upbeat and energized. Stephanie, Diana, and David each noticed mornings they were getting to feel lighter. They were less groggy. They had more clarity, more energy. Snooze buttons aren't getting as much love lately. Sorry, snooze button. And at night, the nervous energy is quieting. Brenda has shared that she felt calmer in the evening. Janet noticed she's not waking up with a stabbing pain anymore. For many, it's been years and years and years that they've had that kind of rest. For some, like Christine, who has Lyme, the program's become something deeper. She has a sense of regulation and calm. Now, I don't know about you, but regulation is a big deal when you're dealing with illness and pain. She told us her nervous system feels more balanced, and every day she feels more grateful to be using NIKKI. And it's not just sleep. Brenda said the vagus nerve program is a game changer, and it helped me manage stress where I'd normally spiral into worry. We've also heard that blood pressure readings are lower, brain fog is lifting. And for those living with chronic illness like Lyme, the body finally feels like it has a chance to move forward. Diana told us she's waking up with a positive outlook. She's getting more done earlier in the day and feeling like things that used to stress her out just don't have the same effect anymore. She said, and after this, I don't want to sleep without it. And I can add to this from my own experience. Now, I know that I'm not part of the frequency squad, but I do wear a NIKKI every day, every night, every day. And sometimes I wear two, just to be honest. And the vagus program for me, I experience chronic pain. I have 3 different chronic pain conditions that I experience, and one is a parasympathetic nerve condition. And I can tell you, for the first time in 25 years, I don't have this stabbing, burning pain in my arm. Now that is, to me, worth the price of admission right there, because I have lived with this for so long that when it actually, I had to take a minute and go, wait a second, I'm not experiencing that. I call it live wire pain. It feels like someone took a wire, stuck it to my ear, and shoots down my arm. I haven't had that since I started using, 2 weeks after I started using a program. It started to go away. And I was like, this is crazy. So for me, that's huge. And finally, from Richard, he says, this feeling is such that I don't want to and don't expect to give it up. So this is the kind of shift we hope for. It's not just better sleep. It's not just better mornings. It's better calm and better connection to self and life. So I really, really appreciate every one of you who's shared your journey so far. We see you. We're listening, and we're really grateful that you've invited NIKKI to be part of your journeys. To us, it's everything. So the frequency squad has a big role to play, whether, again, it's not just about programs that might be released. It might also be about functionality and different things that we'd be testing, because we're listening, we're getting feedback from customers, and they're saying, I would like this, or I would like this. And depending on what we can do and how we develop, it's important.
I'd like to share my personal experience with the vagus nerve as well.
Please do.
So we did a live blood trial with the vagus nerve. And one of the things that I noticed was when they first, what happens at a live blood trial is they prick your finger, they squeeze it, a little bubble of blood comes out, they put it on some panels, and they look under it under a microscope. And then they take you through a process, because they can see everything that's going on within your blood. And so you learn a lot. And so when she first pricked my finger, she went to squeeze it and no blood came out. It was really strange. And so I had to go run my hand under hot water. She did it again. She got a little bubble of blood, and it was quite dark and thick. And she's been doing this for 3 decades, and she was quite surprised with what was going on. Then I came back in 15 days after that was my baseline. I came back in 15 days. She pricked my finger, squeezed, and a bubble of blood came up. And then she did the test again. Then I came back 15 days later and she pricked it again, and it actually squirted when she did it. She said that she's never seen the way it's changed in that short of a period of time. She was shocked. It's very important to have an active or a stimulated vagus nerve in order to get the right kind of healing throughout your body.
Vagus nerve, I find we're hearing more and more about it on social media, in just around the world now, that, or like in your circles. Like, what I find is you knew of it, and then you started talking about it around the office. And then I know the girls like Jessica and Bernadine, like Jessica brought books in, we're reading about it in the office. And then now all of a sudden you kind of hear about it everywhere, where people are becoming aware that it's something that you need to address if you want to get better in your wellness journey. But now we're going to skip to the fun part. Not that the vagus nerve isn't fun. Let's talk about our May event. Now, NIKKI, so as we know, as our company that works with Lyme, May is Lyme Awareness Month, but NIKKI, you have another version of what you like to call May.
I do. I like to call it Lyme Recovery Month because awareness isn't enough. Focusing on experience and strength and hope and recovery, and knowing that even incremental changes can lead to something more positive for people. Like I say, recovery is where it's at. Awareness is just simply not enough. It's beautiful and it's wonderful, but that brings you to now what? And now what is recovery?
Yes. For this May Lyme Awareness Month, what we are actually hosting an event that we're calling a Lyme Changing Event. And we truly believe it could change the game for so many people navigating chronic Lyme and co-infections. Whether you're deep in your healing journey or just starting to ask the right questions, this event is designed to empower, educate, and inspire. We're bringing together voices from the NIKKI community, wellness leaders, and real people who have walked the hard road of chronic illness and found their way forward. You will hear stories of hope, breakthrough moments, and how frequency-based support like the NIKKI Wellness Technology is opening new doors for recovery. If you or someone you love has been impacted by Lyme, we hope you'll join us. This is about reclaiming energy, reclaiming peace, and showing people what's actually possible when we start supporting the body at its deepest level. Mark your calendar, May 28th, and don't worry, the link to register is right there in the show notes for you. We can't wait to share this day with you. Until then, stay curious, stay hopeful, and remember your story is still being written. Stephen, NIKKI, anybody, would you guys like to add anything as we leave?
Well, I'm excited to touch base. We've got some people coming on to that event that can speak about the vagus nerve and how it affects people with Lyme disease. Or it might be the other way around, how your Lyme disease affects your vagus nerve. It's really interesting.
Yeah, I'm very excited. NIKKI, are you anything you'd like to add?
I'm super excited for the guests that we have, not only the doctors, but the people that have had a profound shift in their lives, and that they're willing to share from the depths of their experience, because it's not just the, oh yay, I got here. There's the good, the bad, and the ugly, right? It's not a linear, trajectory. So I'm really excited for them to share. So I think everybody's story is important to be heard and witnessed, and just to give that sense of there is something more. There is something more. It can be possible and it can happen. So I'm looking forward to that event.
I'm really excited too. I'm excited for our panelists that we have. We're not going to share them yet. They might be released by the time this airs, but it's a secret, so you have to stay tuned. We have some users of the NIKKI from our community who have Lyme, and the 3 people that we have chosen have very different journeys with NIKKI Wellness Technology and their Lyme journeys. And I've spoke to all 3 of them, and I'm pretty sure I cried in all 3 of their testimonials or their podcast or just talking on the phone with them. And we have them because their stories are real, and no matter what your journey is, if you haven't started your journey, if you are in the middle of your journey, or you're on the other side of recovery, I feel that the people that we have for our event, the panelists and the NIKKI users from the experience, I think they will resonate with just about everybody who has walked this path, whether it's Lyme or even chronic illness. And I'm really excited that they're brave and are going to share this moment with us for our event. And it's definitely not going to be an event that you'll want to miss. So please register. I also want to add that if you too would like to be part of our frequency squad, we will also have the link in the show notes. We are always taking applications, so please apply. We will be doing another round shortly, and you can also help change the future of NIKKI Wellness Technology. I will share a quick story because Bernadine, who is not here with us today, she does run the frequency squad, and it was really hard for me to let that not be in my control, but I'm very protective of NIKKI, the technology and the person. And I know that if anyone said anything negative, I would get very defensive. So I needed an open mind to be in charge of the frequency squad. So anybody who wants to be one of our frequency squad members, you'll interact with Bernadine quite often. And is what I love about the frequency squad is, NIKKI, you mentioned it earlier. We're in it all the time, that we sometimes don't see that a change needs to happen. And our members of the frequency squad, there was a suggestion that came through where I think all three of us, me, you, and Stephen, were like, why have we not thought of that? Because we're in it all the time. And so if you want to be a voice of future technology, future wellness programs, please sign up for the frequency squad. We'd love to have you. Awesome. And also visit wearenikki.com to enter to win your own NIKKI Wellness Technology along with the Wellness Suite, valued at $598 USD. Mark your calendar. Until then, we'll see everybody May 28th. Be well and have a great day.
The very first day that I wore the device, I slept through the night, which is amazing.
It looks like a little watch, but it's actually a frequency device. It's bioenergetic, so it has this little frequency light situation that goes into your arm, and it pretty much makes an immediate difference.
So there's like a sleep mode. When I go mountain biking, I throw it on energy booster. Once I'm done mountain biking, I actually switch it to the other mode they have is pain and relief.
When I'm in a stressful situation and I put it on, it helps me almost immediately. I immediately feel calmer, whether that's a frequency or me knowing that it's working or knowing that it's helping in addition to that.
One of my buddies was like, do not discount this. This is an amazing device. You've got to give it a chance.
It's got so many options. I'm just going to go over, it's like a menu that you can choose. It's so easy to use. You just click on what you like. For example, it's got travel, pain relief, energy boost, allergies.
I really, really love this device. In fact, I have two of them because when one is charging, I want to wear the other because I'm never without it.
It will never give you something when your body doesn't need and it is not natural. That's what I love about the device.
Put it on focus, maybe halfway through the day as I was losing focus. And within about 10 minutes of turning on, I feel like my brain is just like, I'm connected. Like, wow.
Trying all the frequencies and I love it. The one I'm using right now out on my walk is energy. It just energizes me. And I'm finding that I've got more stamina and more energy than I thought I would.
My NIKKI helps me sleep better at night and helps me feel less stressed.
I really been enjoying it. So I've noticed my energy's been up. I've been sleeping better.
So the NIKKI is one price, and then you pay for the frequency sets separately. So you can get the wellness one, which is awesome. I really do love the new Lyme frequencies so much. It's incredible.
NIKKI Wellness Technology. Delivering frequency enhanced health. wearenikki.com. The views, information, and opinions expressed in this content are solely those of the individuals involved and do not necessarily represent those of Free Medica.
Medica Technologies Inc. and its employees are not responsible, nor verifies accuracy any of the information contained in the following content. The primary purpose of this content is to educate and inform. This content does not constitute medical or other professional advice or services.